Good day and welcome to 7 Days to Die. This is quite clearly a survival horde crafting game. It is very similar to Minecraft in that you have to harvest resources to craft your base, weapons, tools, armor, that sort of thing, with very big differences. Those being, this has guns. Guns are good. It is zombies as opposed to just random blocky looking monsters that just die easily. They do not burn in sunlight. They are more aggressive at night. The night hours are from 10 PM till 4 AM, I believe. They run faster, they attack harder, there are more of them, and they know where you are. There is every 7 days you have what they call Horde Night. Everything turns red. There are countless zombies basically, and they know where you are, they want to eat you, and they will come for you. So the aim of the game is to stay alive, keep crafting, get a better base, get more materials, build yourself up basically so you are what they call self-sustainable. So you do not need to keep going foraging after a while. You will be able to have a little farm, you will have stockpiles of weapons and ammo, and just basically be able to dick around murdering zombies. It is brilliant. I've put 120 hours into this so far. Me and the friend I play with, we do the beta versions, the experimental versions. So we've spent a lot of time playing the maps. Then they've released the update and we can no longer use them. We have to start again basically. So as you can see at the top right up here, I'm on Alpha 17.1. This is the latest beta version of the game. They still haven't fixed the biggest problem I've got with this game, and that is in the video settings under quality. Now as you can see, a lot of stuff is set to low. I do use a AMD Ryzen 7 1700X, 32GB DDR4 RAM, Corsair Vengeance, and a Palette RTX 2070 8GB. Not overclocked. I have a custom loop water cooler, and no matter what I change, if I edit a setting on this menu, the game runs like crap. My friend I play with, he runs an Intel system. He runs an i7-8700K, I believe, with a GTX 1080 and 16GB DDR4 RAM. It is not a hardware issue, it genuinely is a software issue. So if the video does look terrible and crappy, I do apologize in advance, but until they fix it, I am not able to do anything about it for now. So be warned if you do get this game, and I really advise you do. It is brilliant. As you can see, you've got several games here. These, as you can see, the yellow ones are the previous versions, the 17.0. As you can see, I'm on 17.1 now, so I cannot play these. And I haven't tried them, but I've been told that they won't work. So we go to settings. I've not changed much. I've basically put the loot abundance up so there is more loot, because doing this on solo, I do not think that 100% loot is good enough. You really do struggle. This game does take a long time to load up. When you start your map, it takes forever. Whether it's just because everything really is randomized, I don't know. But then when you look at GTA 5, I mean, that's a huge open world game, and it takes a fraction of the time to load. It really does take a fraction. But here we are. So I'm already encumbered. I did start recording this just before. Unfortunately, I ended up with an important phone call and had to cut it off 15 minutes into my recording. So you will never see that. That is what I call a takeout. Not the delicious food, but the really annoying, I wasted 15 minutes of my life kind of version. These are storage chests. These are basically where I put all the stuff I want to save that I can't carry on me. So as you can see, guns, parts to build weapons, that sort of stuff. These really are set out terribly, so I do apologise if you try and find any form of anything, really, any form of order. There really is not one. It is just, it will fit where it fits. There are several different things, as you can see at the bottom left there, the little sun icon. You do get hot, you get cold, and that affects your stamina. It can lead to hypothermia, it can lead to all sorts, and you genuinely can die from it. which I think is brilliant. I really do think that's a really good feature they've added. There are one or two issues I do have with the game. For example, you do get if it rains, you get a notification saying you're wet, and that affects you, and it kind of ruins it a little bit for me. Not enough to make me not want to play the game, just enough to make me moan for a couple of hours about it after playing the game. As you can see, my chests have all got various bits and bobs in them. The zombies, as I mentioned on this game, they can be aggressive, and you can get diseases. For example, if you drink water that has not been purified, you can get dysentery. That affects all sorts. Again, it can kill you, and it is being done very, very well. You have at the bottom there, as you'll see, a red bar and a blue bar. Red obviously is health, blue I'm sure you've guessed by now, stamina. You can upgrade them with skill points. You get experience for killing zombies, harvesting resources, building, crafting, that sort of thing. Bird's nests, good for eggs and feathers. Nom nom nom. Feathers used for arrows to murderize zombies with, which again is really fun, and I highly advise you do it. For example, this one here, and I missed completely. Yay, shoulder shot. Ooh, yes, vitamins. Yay. Pretty much everything in this game you can craft. For example, you can craft cement, you can craft bullets, you can do all sorts. It really is well designed. As I mentioned, there are a few kinks with the game, but its overall playability, really not an issue. The game plays wonderfully. There are times, obviously, that it gets really annoying when you do hit the occasional glitch, and there are glitches, but they're quite easy to overcome, quite easy to adapt to, and you know, once you've encountered them once, you kind of remember, and you go from there, really. Zombies will occasionally drop loot items. It's not often. I mean, I know I've had 2 now, which I am thoroughly over the moon about, but it doesn't happen very often at all. It's not something that you'll get regularly, and they're actually the first chests I've had. You have different tiers of enemies. For example, you can see this one here, little fat bastard. This one will take a lot more arrows to kill. They are a lot tougher, they do more damage, yada yada. You get a male and a female version of them. You get crawlers, which basically, if for example like I am now, you're in the woods, they can be really hard to spot. You get bears, wolves, rabbits, chickens, rabid dogs. You get vultures as well, which is quite a nifty little feature actually, and they are a nightmare to kill. Probably should have mentioned this earlier, but there is strong language in this video, just so you know. But yeah, I mean, you've got stones you've got to pick up. They're used for crafting, well, stone related items. You've got wood, again, for your tools, your buildings, bits like that. A little pig there, look. I'm not going to bother killing it. I don't need the meat. It will just kill me instead. I can hear a zombie, or is that the one I've just killed? Oh god, what is that? Oh balls, that's a bear. So let's get out a hunting rifle for this that we've just got, because I do think we're going to need it. Oh god, no, it's only a one-shot rifle. Well, if that bear comes for us, we are definitely going to die. So we'll do the smart thing and run the fuck away. As you can see, there is a crawler there, as I've just mentioned. Not hard to kill at all. They really do not take much shooting, but they can be a big pain when you do not see them. This is a normal zombie. It is just on fire. It doesn't have any special abilities. There is nothing different about it. It's just on fire because it's in the burnt zone, as I call it. It's just that the area is burnt through whatever reason. As you saw there was a bit of a glitch. Again, I am sorry, but I can't change that at all. I'm running this off of an M2 NVMe SSD, with the specs I mentioned earlier, the Ryzen 7, the RTX 2070, and the 32GB of RAM. It is not a hardware issue. It genuinely is the game. Then again, as I have already pointed out, I am playing an experimental beta of this game. So I assume on the stable releases, that is probably not so much of an option. But the graphics setting is still an option. Even on the stable versions, you cannot increase the graphics settings. I run an AMD system. My friend runs an Intel system. We've both tried and both come up with the same error. We've both got the latest drivers from Nvidia. My card may be a pallet, but it's still an Nvidia card. As I mentioned, he uses a GTX 1080, the 8GB version. And again, we still suffer. It's not something that you can do. If anyone does find a way around it, though, do let me know. If they find out what is causing it. I haven't actually gone through the settings one by one to increase or decrease them. It may, for example, be the motion blur or texture size or something that does it. I don't know. No one's got time to investigate that, really. Well, they do, but I can't be arsed. We've got another fat bastard here. Let's put a couple of arrows in him. Stop walking into my arrows. I'm trying to kill the tree and the grass and your balls. Ooh, that actually... Ooh, did that hit your nuts? Ooh, yeah. That's a kill shot. Can't say I know what it's like to have an arrow in the balls, but I must say I wouldn't like to know. You do have to keep an eye. I know the zombies do make noise, but we have had it on occasion where they don't and they have snuck up on us. And let me tell you, when you turn around and there's an ugly ass zombie stabbing you with his really sharp claw-like hands, it is terrifying. I have panicked several times, and as opposed to pulling out a gun, I have attempted to smack him over the face with a club. Not a proud moment. It does do quite a bit of damage, but it doesn't do as much damage as, you know, a bullet to the face. Surprisingly, it doesn't always kill them. Where are we? Oh, I see another little zombie. See if we can get him. Not a chance. Good thing about this game is it does have, for example, the correct physics for bow and arrows. You do have drop off. The one thing that frustrates me quite a lot about this game is the fact that if I do that, I won't shoot an arrow. I have to hold it till the bar is full before it will fire the arrow. Not an important thing, but it's just one of the little things that make the game more realistic for me. But again, not so important. I mean, to say that this game's running on quite a low setting, again, can't change it. I don't think for what it is, I don't think the quality's all that bad. I use, what's the system requirements tab, that's the one. I use that to check for games requirements and stuff, and it clearly shows that I meet the requirement to play the game, as does Naked Popper. Again, not sure what it is. That is a dog who's going to try and eat my face if I don't kill it. As mentioned, you do get dogs. They are vicious. As you can see, by killing animals, you can get meat. You use meat to, you know, eat and not die and shit. So, I do advise you get some of that at some point. Unfortunately, you do require the ability to buy a perk to cook the fucking meat. You don't need a recipe book, you need a fucking skill point. Apparently, bang it in the oven at 300 degrees isn't good enough. Not that that's how I cook meat anyway. But, yeah, if I want meat, I will go to the pub and have a mixed grill, because that is the best thing ever invented, and everyone should eat it, always. I am a very big meat eater. I love meat. Oh god. I was hoping that Steve, Naked Popper, who I refer to quite a lot, would have joined us today. He was intending to. Unfortunately, he got a call from work and could not join. He's had to go back to work to fix someone's cock up, basically. Hello. Can you die, please? Can I shoot you in the face? No. Of course I can't. Oh, it's gonna lead me to a pile of fucking zombies, isn't it? You little dick. Bollocks. You can use a bow and arrow to kill these, but again, with the drop off and it's fucking swimming. You said get out of the water. The fuck? It's there in the water. Ah, it's dead. Make sure there's no zombies. As you can notice at the bottom of the screen, you are wet. Really annoying. If I'm stood in the middle of a lake, of course I'm fucking wet. You do not need to tell me. And of course I can't breathe in water. Again, you don't need to tell me that. And it does get really frustrating. Oh, I'm out of stamina apparently. Again, another feature that gets really annoying. And I can't swim up. I can't do anything. I think I may drown. No, I'm safe. Thank fuck for that. Bullets in this game are hard to come by, so I would very much advise you do not waste them all. They are extremely difficult to find. And on Horde Night, which is night 7, you will require a lot of them. And preferably a nice gun to, you know, shoot them with. Oh, bollocks. To the face. Ooh. This here is a stripper zombie, as you can tell by the lovely nipple ring booby things. Not that I would advise if you ever did come across a stripper zombie. I highly wouldn't advise you get close enough to look at the nipple rings. Genuinely not a good idea. There are all sorts of different zombies, enemies, and they all want to kill you, and they all can really fucking fast. And I believe my airdrop is here. Normally it's every couple of days, but at the moment, as I mentioned, I have increased a few settings. So I've set the airdrops to be every day at the moment. You don't get a lot from them. Normally it is just food items. But due to the fact that I am at the moment playing this alone, and it is extremely difficult to get food, resources and craft everything in time for night 7, I have increased the frequency of the airdrops purely based on that fact. I see a little zombie wants an arrow in the face. There it is, there it is. Oh, that was in your shoulder here, let me fix that. One for the thigh. Oh, you're dead, okay. I'll have my arrows back. That's also a nice little feature they've added. When I first started playing this game, you couldn't actually get your arrows back. Once you'd used an arrow, essentially that was it, it was gone, you've used it. They have since added the ability to recover your arrows, basically, which really, really useful. You do get many that do break, like that one just did. Sit down and shut up. And obviously once it's broke, well, it's broke, you can't recover it. So where are we going? Yes, airdrop, that's right. In the woods, you do have to keep a really, really good lookout for animals. As I've mentioned, there are bears, there are rabid dogs, there are wolves, there are even zombie versions. And if you don't kill them, they will attack you, they will try to eat you. And if the dogs or the wolves attack you and they bite, then what will basically happen is you will get a notification stating that you are bleeding, and you must use a bandage basically to stem the bleeding. I have died many, many times because I did not have a bandage. And when that happens and you're in the middle of nowhere, you get really annoyed. You don't lose all your items, you only lose what's on the tool belt, which is the little bar at the bottom of the screen in the middle. Almost like a quick equip scene. So you'll only lose basically what is in that bar. Anything you've got in your backpack, which is all of that, will be safe. and you will basically respawn with it. If you've placed a bedroll down, you will have the option of either spawning on your bed or near it. If you do not have a bedroll down, it will spawn you anywhere on the map, and it is normally not close to where you were, where you want to be, or where you should be. 9 out of 10 times I get spawned in the middle of the fucking desert. You can build vehicles on this, you can build bikes, the gyrocopter I think it is, and I believe you get a little buggy or something as well, I can't remember now. But they are extremely difficult to build, need a lot of resources, and a lot of the resources you can't actually get until you've got the skill points to get, for example, the forge, the workbench. There is a lot that you do have to do to get those kind of toys, really. Did you just die from one arrow? No, I don't think so. Right an arrow to the face. Yeah, you're dead. Ah, that's nice of you. Where are we going? Oh, bollocks. It's on a fucking rock. Get away from my present. That's my present. I ordered it especially last week. Fucking Amazon couldn't deliver it in time. So yeah, as pointed out, it's mostly just food items you'll get. You do get a few schematics. Every now and again you will get a really nice gun, or you will get weapon parts. But when you get those, you can't build them unless you bought the perk to build that particular weapon and you have all the parts. There is a trader, there is a trading system on the game. You have vending machines that you can buy from, you can't sell to them. And there is the trader, which is only open during daylight hours. He will buy things from you, he will sell things to you. He essentially rips you off, basically. The currency in this game is not money. It is Duke Casino tokens. They are extremely hard to find, and he will not give you a lot of money for anything. So you have to be real careful on what you are spending. I don't use the trader all that often because most things in this game you can craft. It just takes a little longer than you'd like it to, basically. So now that we're encumbered, so we're carrying more than we're allowed. So this is what we're allowed to carry, these grey boxes. But these ones that are darkened out, we're not allowed to have anything in them. So it takes our running speed down considerably, uses more stamina to run, and means that zombies can catch up with you a lot quicker. You do get wandering hordes, basically. So you'll get a group of zombies, anywhere from 5 to 10, 15 maybe, and they can be anywhere on the map at any point. So if you run into them, they will all try and attack you, and if you are encumbered, it is extremely difficult to run away. And a few of them are sprinters, so they will just run at you. And I missed again. I don't necessarily have to kill all these zombies. I'm killing them purely because I want the experience points. Just so I can level up and unlock new abilities, features, and so on and so forth. How the fuck did that miss you? Arrow to the face. Again, another little game lag, pause, freeze, skip thing. Your experience levels, the little bar just above your tool belt, bottom of the screen, little dark blue bar. As with 99.99 billion% of games, the higher you level up, the more XP you require to level up again, and the harder it becomes. I believe that you can't unlock certain items until you are a certain level. For example, I know one item I want, I forgot the name, but you need to be a level 40. I am currently level 13, so it takes a very long time. I'm hoping that night 7 will help with that, with the more zombies, basically. So you get more XP for killing the zombies. You do get XP for harvesting items, for example wood, stone, even grass, mud, dirt. So it is worth harvesting. There's no point just foraging because you will not get everything you need anyway. The zombies don't tend to carry stuff like wood and stone with them. Where's my base? I'm heading in the wrong direction. I should be going southeast. There is a multitude of different weapons in the game. There are rifles, shotguns, pistols, sniper rifles, assault rifles, SMGs, the bow and arrow obviously. You've got your compound bow. It's a nice array of weapons, and majority of them will share the same bullets, with the exception of pistols needing pistol bullets, shotguns needing shotgun shells. But things like your rifles, your sniper rifles, your machine guns will normally tend to use a 7.62mm round, I believe it is. And there are two different types. Now, there's a 7.62mm round, and there is a steel 7.62mm round. The steel you can make and are really cheap to make compared to the proper bullets, but they do damage your weapon a lot more. All your weapons, your tools have almost a health of their own. You can repair them, but weapons, for example, require a repair kit. You can make them, but again, they require resources that can be extremely difficult to come across. Most of the resources you can craft, for example, duct tape, glue, that sort of junk you can make yourself. Things like wood and stone, obviously, well, you can't make stone from, wood. So you have to harvest them. There are certain limitations. It reminds me a lot of Minecraft. It's more about mining, getting resources, killing enemies, not getting killed. It is very much the same concept. I just like the added feature of everything's not just a square. And that's nice. It makes for a much more detailed map, much more detailed game. You feel much more a part of the game. In terms of future-proofing the game, if you will, there are hundreds and hundreds of possibilities that could be done to this game. God, it would be brilliant. I mean, the food items, for example, there isn't a very great variety. There's not a very big choice. It's a lot of the same old, same old. They've added a few new things. For example, honey. I don't remember ever seeing before, actually. But I want more. You've got your basic rations. You can make recipes. You can make all different stews and soups, but there's not enough base ingredients for me. You've got your potatoes and your corn, but there's just so much more. And I'd kind of like to see that in another update at some point. This way, here we are, look. No, there's a bunny rabbit. We're not going to be able to kill it, I don't think. I ain't got that level of skill. No, it's gone. Did I hit it? Did it jump or did I hit it? Oh. Yes, I got a bunny! I am the world's best hunter. I'm the bestest ever. Ooh, and a sink. Really shouldn't take any of that because I'm just going to be encumbered if I do. I'll take that though. And we will skin the rabbit. Thanks, Mr. Rabbit. Your death was not in vain. It was. I'm not even going to cook the meat. I am. I'm not happy. I'm going to cook the meat when I get the ability to do so. Like I mentioned, you need a fucking skill. Cooking's not just something you can piss around with. You need to know how to cook things. You can't waste food in this game. Jesus. Any zombies around? No. To give you an idea of how long it can take to mine resources, this is a tree. This in my hand is a stone axe. So for cutting down an entire tree, I only got 150 pieces of wood. An entire fucking tree. And I got 140 pieces of wood. I can't help but think a giant pine tree would probably give you a little bit more than 150 pieces of wood. You can get a chainsaw which will cut trees down in seconds but give you almost no wood. Again, not sure how that works. And it is very much the same with rocks, but rocks take a lot longer to break and you get a lot less from them. For example, Exhibit A, rock. Exhibit B, axe from the tree. Let's just chip at this bit here. So from an entire boulder, I got 85 pieces of rock, 35 iron, a bit of lead and some coal. Again, can't help but think that's not quite right. But who am I to judge? Over time your axe will become damaged and you can repair it. You don't have to build a new one. And the material you need to fix your axe is stone. So to build the axe you need wood, stone and plant fibre. Right? Okay, I can see how that would work. It has to be some fucking strong plant fibre, but I understand. So why, when I go to repair my prehistoric axe, do I need stone to repair it? Because I am pretty sure if I'm smacking a big boulder with a stone axe, either the plant fibres are going to break and the stone's going to come loose, or the wood's going to snap. It would never ever have occurred to me that the one thing in this fucking prehistoric axe I've just spent 10 seconds building, it only takes 3 by the way, no it takes 5, it's my apology, it is the stone that breaks. I can't help thinking again, something's wrong with that too. You can punch stones, you can punch trees, you can punch anything and you will get bits from it, but you will not get a lot and it takes forever. It really does take an extraordinarily long time and is extremely frustrating. But that is basically when you start the game, you start with a few items the game will give you. For example, chili, which will just make you more thirsty, and 1 bottle of water, which will restore 20 pieces of water. So you have to punch trees and rocks and grass to get the materials required to build your first axe. Now, it's not a particularly hard process. It doesn't take overall that long, really, considering you need a few pieces of each to make an axe, at which point you've got an axe, you can just smash it to shit, and you'll get a lot more resources. And it works. It genuinely works. But it just takes too fucking long. It really, everything with this game takes time. Everything. I would not be surprised if at some point in the future they introduced a mode to purchase skill points. This is a vending machine, so you can buy stuff. There's only a limited availability of what's in there. So you can't just buy an unlimited amount of anything. I need to destroy this ladder because otherwise enemy zombies can jump up it. Iron, again, another thing. Getting iron. It is the most lengthy process ever invented. And unless you've got an iron pickaxe to basically attack iron with, it can take forever to get iron, at which point you still need the skill to turn it into forged iron. You still need the forge, which in itself requires a lot. An unbelievable amount of bits and bobs and stuff, and yeah. So This is not a game that you are going to be able to sit on and just say, oh, it's fine, everything will be given to me, because it won't. You really will have to work like shit to get anything from this game. And I like that. I like the fact they don't just go, ooh, you need some stuff? Here, we'll give you everything you need. I like that. Too many games nowadays are so... There is one game I really can't stand, and that is Fortnite. I do not enjoy Fortnite at all. It is so unrealistic, so just... Just look at the game. Whatever genius thought up that game it is laughing at every 10-year-old boy that plays it. Because all you do is put hundreds of hours and everyone buys these blooming in-game currency money to buy things and do things, and that is my one button: microtransactions. If I went out and I paid $49.99 on a shark card for GTA Online, I have just spent $49.99 on virtual nothing. Virtual nothing. My apologies. I have just spent $49.99 on virtual nothing. That's worse than nothing. That is virtual nothing. You have just got nothing for your money, because that is only as good as long as you continue to play the game and as long as the developers continue to support that game. When they stop supporting that game, you can't access what you just bought anymore, and it is really stupid. But yeah, the chirping alerts you of the time. It is basically an early warning system to tell you it's getting ready to get night. If you are away from your base, you should start preparing to get back. Just empty the rest of the junk I have on me, which is very lovely junk. I'm sure I have some, yes, leather, lovely leather. Some polymers, some feathers. Oh, I'll keep them. I need some arrows. And some goddamn pine seeds. I need to put them in this chest. Steel arrows. Righty then. So, I'll pick up our frame to stop these zombies getting to us. And we're going to sit here. I need some water. I've just remembered. Okay. Righty then. We'll just wait here for a second, just a minute. And I'm back, sorry about that. Right, so it is now 7:30, 25 to 8. Night doesn't start until 10 o'clock. That is the point at which the zombies will essentially get, we want to eat your brains a lot more now than we did 10 seconds ago. It's not particularly hard to avoid them. There are certain little tips and tricks and means and ways about it, which we will go into further into other videos. As I mentioned, I wasn't intending on doing this alone today. I was supposed to be having company. Unfortunately, he got dragged into work. So hopefully we'll get a video done over the weekend at some point. Well, we intend to anyway. Whether it happens or not is another story. At which point there will be a lot of just stupid, pointless crap. But funny, stupid, pointless crap. Or, well, at least we intend to anyway. So, yeah. As you can see, The time is not relative. It would be a really boring game if it actually took from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. 4 a.m. sorry, before you could actually murder stuff or basically go outside. Let's start using some water and drinking a bit. Let's have some yummy, yummy bacon and eggs. So, your food and water. Now, I believe your food defaults at 150, as does your water. That's been increased from 100. I don't know why. It's really fucking stupid. Just leave it as 100, because I knew what I was doing. As you increase your attributes, your skills, you can buy perks to basically make your body use less, so you get hungry slower, you get thirsty slower, you don't need to eat as much, food fills you up more. The game itself is very, very in-depth. There is a lot of working around to it. I mean, you have several different options of bits and bobs you can choose from, and weapons and tools and just general junk, really. I mean, it's brilliant. And if you can't see anything on the list, you can search. If I want wet cement, wet concrete, you've got all these choices for different shaped blocks, different, just what other game has that? The only game that comes close is Minecraft. And I like Minecraft, don't get me wrong. I have played several hours in Minecraft and done lots of stupid stuff, died in several hilarious ways. But this game just, it feels more involved. You feel more. When I turn around, there is a zombie behind me. There are times I have genuinely jumped because you feel it. You get more involved in the game. There is more you can do. You're trying to nurture your character. You've got to remember to feed it, to water it, to make sure it's nice and clothed. You know, it's not too warm, it's not too cold, and it genuinely is brilliant. You know, 7 Days to Die. It's one of the best games I've played in a long time. You have a huge skill tree. I'm not going to go through them all because it would simply take too long. We will buy them too, though. Basically, that gives us the ability to craft better weapon and tools. There was one I wanted. Athletics, agility. Yes, we will finally increase our max stamina. Lovely. You use stamina basically when aiming down a weapon. So, for example, if I got out a bow and arrow and I zoomed in, I pull it back, that starts using my stamina to do that. And it can be frustrating when you've got a horde of zombies, you're trying to murder them all, and you're out of stamina because you can't fire an arrow anymore. Same as if you basically use iron sights on a weapon, so you zoom down the sights, it uses your stamina. I don't understand why. Perhaps it's stamina / concentration, I'm not sure, but it does use it, and it can be really frustrating because if you get down to no stamina, the zombies are a little close, you've got to reload, so you try and run away. Well, now you can't run, you've got no stamina. The stamina in this game, it does need work, but you can overcome it by upgrading your character. So it's not the end of the world, it's just frustrating for the first couple of hours while you build your character up and you buy those perks to get past it, basically. Other than that, it really is brilliant. But if by now just watching this game, with or without me talking, I know I'm very boring. If this game has not already persuaded you to buy it, you really have to try. It is cheap as hell. Normally it's below a £5. I mean, there is just so much game. There really, really is. And it is brilliant. Go on Steam, buy it, play it, you will love it. It is a genuinely brilliant game. There's a zombie just outside there, I can just see it. As long as it doesn't come into the building, we'll be safe. As long as we don't make too much noise or attract attention to ourselves, we should be fine. 10 o'clock, you're probably running it. Yes, he is thinking about coming anyway. Oh, fantastic. But yeah, you really should try this game. There will be hundreds of videos on this game because I simply love it. As I say, me and Nekipop are playing. We'll be doing horde bases. We'll be doing elaborate buildings. We'll be doing just stupid shit that you won't find anywhere else. So make sure to subscribe, hit the like in the comments, tell us what you want in future videos, what you would love to see, any challenges you have, we'll, anything to make the game more interesting, or hell, make it harder. We don't mind at all. Just get the game. Just get it. Well, it is now 10 o'clock at night. That sound right there. Gotta love it. Chills you to the bone. But get the game, murder some zombies, make a base, and murder lots more zombies. It is that simple. Thanks very much for watching, and goodbye.